What's happening, folks? First video on my channel. We are on Geoguessr today because last night I felt like playing it and I bought the monthly subscription thinking, hey, £2 a month, not so bad. And it ended up being an annual subscription for like 20 quid. So I'm gonna try and get my money's worth here by playing it semi-regularly. I had a game earlier that I recorded, but the audio didn't work, so it's kind of useless video. And I did so good. I got like 24k. It's by far the closest I've come to a perfect round. And my goal for this series is to try and get 25,000 in one of these rounds on Worldwide. I'm allowed to move the camera, so it kind of makes life a lot easier. Uh, I had some that were like pretty damn good, just based on stuff like road signs, uh, just location names being planted in places. Um, yeah, it wasn't bad. It took something like 18 minutes, I think. 18 minutes, yeah. So I'm gonna try and beat 24.3k, but it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna do, I think, 2 rounds today, and I'm gonna see how far I can get to 25,000, and hopefully I can have a couple decent rounds on video. So it looks like we're in a town to start off with. That looks like the Danish flag. The architecture kinda backs it up, I think. That is a Danish flag, right? I mean, it has like a triangle cut out of it there, which isn't usually the case, but it might just be the way it's flying. So we should be in Denmark, so that's a good start. Um, I mean, yeah, the buildings aren't really denying that. Yeah, it looks like it's a full Danish flag. So we are in Denmark. Whether or not we're in Copenhagen, don't know yet. But it does look like we're in a major town or city, just based on the size of the buildings and the quality of this park that we're standing in here. I don't know how much extra information I'm gonna get here. I saw something. Bob Dylan. So let's say January 2011. This is crazy old. There were kind of like banners somewhere I can see. Aha. Statens Museum for Kunst, National Gallery of Denmark. Not gonna try to pronounce that. Kunst. Let's see if there is a city of that name in Denmark. I'm guessing we might be somewhere near Copenhagen, or we're in a sort of district of Copenhagen. But I might be absolutely wrong, and this is just a completely separate place. Denmark is like it's split into three main islands, so could be anywhere there. Middle fart. Um, I don't see Kunst so far. If I'm guessing Denmark, which we are absolutely in Denmark, it's such a large place. Or, I mean, it's not massive in the wide scope of the world, but it's spread out enough that if I guess the wrong island, I could be losing a lot of points. So I want to be pretty precise about this, and I'm not seeing this one town that I'm thinking we're in. I should probably be looking around the actual like metropolitan centers. My initial guess was that we're probably in Copenhagen, just based on the architecture, uh, being pretty elaborate, and it seeming fairly dense. Maybe not too dense actually. There was a bus. That might tell us where it's going. It's blurred out. Okay, that's cool. Um, Yeah, I've got clues, but oh, okay. This seems really urban now. So honestly, there's a good chance we're just in Copenhagen. Yep, there you go, Copenhagen. I mean, Havner is I don't know exactly how that translates, but we're looking for museum. This might be tough. My guess is we're just pretty central. Um, there's design museum. Aha, this is where we were. This is the museum we're in. We were in this park at the start. And that'll fucking do it. 2 points away for perfect. Not bad. Cool. Okay. Now we're on a road. Right, okay. There's no way. Okay. Uh, so we're in Maryland. We're on the border of Maryland. And we can see what the other state is, or we can't, because it's a one-sided sign. That's not ideal. If I can see what cities we've got here, that would be helpful, because we can see which direction we're going. Baltimore, Richmond, which is in Virginia, if I'm not wrong. So if we're heading into Maryland and Richmond is still in front of us, I mean, it is on a different exit. I would assume we're coming from this side, but it's saying Interstate 95 and Interstate 495 to Maryland. There's Interstate 95. So we could be right here. Welcome to Delaware sign. Wait, it's supposed to be the welcome to Maryland sign. Okay. So, oh yeah, the Delaware sign would be on that side. I'm being a dumbass. I'm forgetting it wouldn't be on the same side of the road. I don't see the welcome to Delaware sign though. I mean, I don't know if I want to assume that that is just Delaware. Uh, so we got the 95 here. Okay, where's the 495? Because Aberdeen, that's crazy. So many Aberdeens in America. Um, I don't see the 495, but it would presumably be a smaller road. So I guess it makes sense. I can't really find it too easily. Yeah, my absolute best guess so far is that we're just here. But there's always a chance that, like we're coming in from somewhere fucking over here. I mean, the big highway is running all the way through. That's still 95. Maryland stops at about Washington, D.C. But I think I'd just go for this, to be honest. I think that's my best bet. Oh my god. I shouldn't have done that. We're on the complete fucking wrong side. Ouch. And there was a bridge as well, if I just kept going. Okay, that sucks. Actually, so we're leaving Washington. We're leaving District of Columbia, heading south. So actually I wouldn't have seen that bridge. Let's go another way. Okay, that's not ideal, but we're losing like 500 points, so where the fuck is this? This has got to be in Africa, I would guess, just based on the ground condition. Probably. There's a lot of buildings under construction. Oh no, okay, that looks like we're in Indo, potentially. Is that any kind of Indian text, or is it somewhere else in South Asia or Southeast Asia? So far, best bet is India. Um, could be absolutely wrong on that. I was way off on Africa initially. There's another sign. Okay, let's go around this way. I don't think it's gonna let me. Looks like the same kind of thing. Um, might not get many clues here actually. I don't know where that text would be native to. It could be one of the various Indian languages. It could be Myanmar, potentially. It doesn't look like it's Thai to me. Um, this is tough. I think Bangladesh could be a good fit. It almost looks like those are saying the same kind of thing to me. I'm not sure. Bangladesh or the sort of region of India so far is my best bet. But if there happens to be an English road sign, which I think is unlikely here, that could be a godsend. There's an English sign. Sanvi. I don't know if that's a location name or if it's something else, to be honest. I could be way off in this general region, to be honest. I'm not seeing Sanvi anywhere, but yeah. This is going to be a tough one. I think I'm going to lose points here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get particularly close to what I'm looking for. Um, I just need one major clue in English that is going to give me an idea of where roughly we are. Delhi. That's as big a clue as any that we're probably in Delhi. So I don't know if I just run with that. At least like the language matches, to be honest. Uh, we're slightly rural. I'm just gonna go with that. That's not bad at all. Uh, I'll take it. We're about 70 points out of 13 rolls. That's the second time today I've had one in Delhi as well. So there you go. Round four. We're currently 500 points out from the 25k. What language is this here? I have no idea, to be honest, so far. What language is it? This text at the bottom is too small to be really able to tell. I've not got a great idea so far. Uh, the plants look pretty tropical. Hmm, this is tough so far. Could use a flag or some sort of road sign. I don't think I'm gonna get any major kind of road sign, to be honest. This is like, this is really testing my knowledge of languages here, man, which is not very broad. I don't know what language that could be. It seems kinda like it would be from the sort of Caucasus region. No, way off. That's just way off. And then I was thinking maybe Turkish or sort of Southeast European. But I think I'm going the wrong way with that. Maybe around Bosnia. No, the plants are way too tropical for this to be Europe, right? It's just the language is like throwing me way off because I can't imagine where this could be outside of Europe, really. It seems almost Turkish, but it's just not. And the plants are like, as I said, it feels too tropical to be European. Can't tell you much about the architecture in terms of where that could be from. I feel like this has been a really long round because I'm getting a lot of ones like this where it's just like there's not a lot of massive clues, really. Hmm. Could we be in the Philippines maybe? I know they speak Spanish in the Philippines, which this obviously isn't, but I know they have their own native language as well, I'm sure, which seems closer to this. I think the Philippines might be my best bet so far, to be honest, but I don't know, I could be way off there. I feel like if any of them are gonna put me way out in terms of distance, it may well be this one just because I don't even know what continent I'm in here, to be honest. It seems pretty Southeast Asian, I guess. I'm seeing a lot of Jenga and Denim. No idea where that could be. Yeah, this one seems like a lost cause, but you never know when you're just gonna see a flag or a sign with like a place you recognize on it. There's a flag. Indonesia. Great. Okay. That doesn't really narrow it down. Indonesia is a really big country that spans across multiple islands. I have no idea if I'll be able to recognize any of those names, I would assume. I can't even remember what the name of the town I thought it was. Hmm. Usually your best case, or your best guess, sorry, in the scenario is just go for the biggest city, which I think is Jakarta. Um, wait, did it say something about Lampang, or did I just completely make that up? It was on one of these buildings, so we know we're in Indonesia, pretty likely. Where was the building? Here it is. No. Yeah, 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 Kampong. Hold on. No. Oh, Lampang. God damn it. So close. So I'm looking for Kampong or Jangang Danum. Definitely butchering that. I'm so sorry. But I don't I don't even know. Is this still Indonesia or is this Malaysia? That's Malaysia, right? I don't really know. It's kind of hard to tell some of these islands, just the way it's laid out on Google Maps. I think my best guess is just go for Jakarta and hope that I've got it vaguely right. Okay, we're in Indonesia. I only got 2 key points. That's brutal. Terms of the place name, I had no chance, honestly. Best chance I would have had was maybe some kind of reference to being on Borneo, which is the island. But yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a lot of lost points. So we're doing best case like 21k here, which kind of sucks. What we go over here? So all in English so far. I don't know how English the buildings look, but it doesn't look like Scotland, I'll say. But it still potentially could be. I need to see more buildings to be honest, to get a gauge of where this could be. It looks like I'm going the wrong way to make that happen. It looks like I'm just going straight into some sort of industrial plant. Weybridge. State of Jersey. Oh, states of Jersey. So are we on the islands of Jersey? Or the islands of Jersey? Potentially. I only saw English and it looks like there are some French places here. But it's pretty likely we are on the island of Jersey if it's saying that much, right? It makes a lot of sense as well because I saw English. I said it doesn't quite look like it could be in the UK, but also, yeah, it looks a bit more southern. And I think this makes sense because it looks like it could well be French in terms of climate. So, just got rough casted houses and stuff here. Uh, I think I think this makes sense to be in Jersey. If I can get to some sort of coastline really quickly, if I'm close to that, that could maybe help out. But it doesn't look like I'm going to. Looks like we might be a little bit landlocked. Uh, I'm pretty confident we are in Jersey, but just where exactly? Aha! Coastline. Perfect. That's some sort of feeling we might have been near water. This might not even help, but you can see any major features. There's an island. We're in a town. Coast goes round. That's gotta be that island, right? Fort. So coast comes round. We're looking at the island from over here. So I probably was somewhere up here, and I was in some sort of plant, or I was near one, which I can't really see to be honest. Maybe I wasn't so far up. I'm gonna drop that right there and hope that we're in the right place. 8 points out, 1 mile away. We're a bit further along the coast. That's not too bad. 21k. Okay, done much better before, but as was. Hopefully they're better next time. That was 21 minutes. So I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want this video to be too long. But I'm gonna go out again, probably like right now, and just make this another video. So thanks for watching. I might do the Scotland one next. I was doing that one yesterday. It was pretty fun. I got some locations that were like, there was two in the city that I went to school in, which is quite a small city, which is kind of crazy. There's one in Glasgow, one in Edinburgh, one in Inverness. So it might be, it wasn't like an official one, like it's one someone's made, so it might be the case of like all the locations are pretty basic and around cities, which is kind of boring, but I don't know, I'll see. And then there's a Glasgow one that I did as well that's pretty fun. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.